The Dallas Cowboys rumors are winding down with the NFL trade deadline cutting moves off on October 31, 2023. The Cowboys are still looking for consistent production from receivers not named CeeDee Lamb. The good news is Brandon Cooks has come on strong in recent weeks. Yet, the challenge is neither Michael Gallup or Jalen Tolbert have emerged as a threat as the third wideout. Sports Illustrated's Connor Orr suggested an intriguing Cowboys trade with the Broncos for wideout Jeudy. The proposal has Dallas sending 2024 third and fourth round picks to Denver in exchange for Jeudy. NFL trade deadline. Is Denver Broncos receiver Jeudy worth risk for Dallas Cowboys? It is reasonable to ask whether Jeudy is worth giving up significant future draft capital in a trade. Jeudy has yet to have an NFL season topping 1,000 yards. Orr makes the argument as to why Jeudy is worth a roll of the dice by owner Jerry Jones. Much like they did with Amari Cooper in October 2018, the Cowboys can make a move to bring in one of the better available wide receivers ahead of the deadline, Orr wrote on October 25, 2023. I would imagine Dallas feels like it has to make some kind of move. As good as recent Cowboys teams have been, there exists a notable complacency when it comes to making that signature upgrade, much like their division rivals in Philadelphia have done. Jeudy would add another skilled body and can shove along an offense that has been mediocre over the past few weeks, 16th from weeks 3 to 7 in terms of EPA per play. Denver Broncos receiver Jeudy will earn $12.9 million in 2024. Jeudy is on a team-friendly 4-year, $15.1 million rookie deal with the wideout under contract for another 2 seasons. The Broncos receiver has a $2.6 million salary for this season and a $4.8 million cap hit. Denver picked up Jeudy's 5th-year option with Jeudy earning a $12.9 million salary for 2024. Dallas may be hesitant to take on Jeudy's salary for next season, but it would coincide with when CeeDee Lamb's eventual new deal will begin to ramp up. Through the first 8 weeks, Jeudy has 27 receptions for 336 yards and a touchdown in 2023. The Broncos selected Jeudy with the number 15 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Cowboys rumors. Dallas nearly landed Jeudy at the 2022 NFL trade deadline. This time of year Cowboys rumors appear to link Dallas to nearly every player. Yet, the Jeudy chatter actually has some legs as the team has been interested in the receiver before. Sports Illustrated's Mike Fisher reported Dallas nearly landed Jeudy ahead of the 2022 trade deadline. The rumored deal centered around the Cowboys sending a second-round pick to the Broncos. It was exactly a year ago when the Dallas Cowboys thought they were closing in on a deadline-beating trade for Jeudy of the Denver Broncos, Fisher wrote on October 29. Dallas proposal, we were told at the time, featured in some form a second-round pick. Denver was intrigued, but ultimately declined. And here we are again, with another deadline looming, Tuesday, and another series of whispers about what the lowly Broncos and the contending Cowboys might do. The Dallas Cowboys could upgrade at a key position before the trade deadline. As suggested by Bleacher Report's NFL staff, the Cowboys should consider trading for Chicago Bears defensive tackle Andrew Billings in an add now move. The move for Billings is suggested due to starter Jonathan Hankins' struggles in the run defensive department this season. The Cowboys traded for Jonathan Hankins last season to be a gap filler against the run. However, Hankins has struggled to fill that role this year with a run defense grade from Pro Football Focus in the 40s, leaving the defense with a need for a run-stuffing defensive tackle. Why Andrew Billings is an upgrade over Jonathan Hankins. Meanwhile, Billings has been about steady in his role as the Bears' interior defensive lineman, leading the defensive unit to a third-place ranking in the rushing yards allowed department. Making matters even more enticing in a potential trade is that Billings is earning a shade over $1.4 million in base salary this season. In other words, he's only owed roughly half of that for the remainder of the season. Meanwhile, Billings is on a 1-year contract for the Bears and was listed on BR's trade block column this week. He's also coming off of a season in which he posted a good PFF run defense grade for the Las Vegas Raiders, and his mark in that department in 2023 is about average. So, Dallas could strike a deal with Chicago and get an upgrade at one of their few weak spots defensively. According to Pro Football Focus, Hankins has ranked as one of the worst interior defensive linemen this season, posting a 48.4 defensive grade and 40.9 run defensive grade. Not only is that the second worst defensive grade among all Cowboys defensive players who see regular playing time, it's the fourth worst run defensive grade on Dallas' roster. Hankins' struggles is a big reason why the Cowboys rank 18th in rushing yards and rush yards per attempt allowed this season. By comparison, Billings has posted a 68.1 defensive grade and 63.8 run defensive grade. Over the course of his 7-year career, the 28-year-old Billings has started 59 of his 75 appearances, including stints with the Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns and Las Vegas Raiders. Why Bears could trade Andrew Billings at trade deadline? Considering the Bears are again one of the worst teams in the NFL at a 2-6 record, they'll likely be in seller mode at the trade deadline. Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report considered Billings as a potential trade piece on their BR's trade block list entering Week 8. If Chicago does go quarterback hunting in the offseason, it may target a top QB prospect like Drake May or Caleb Williams, wrote Knox. The Bears have 2 first-round picks, including Carolina's, but adding to their draft cash couldn't hurt. Defensive tackle Andrew Billings is an under-the-radar trade chip who could interest several teams. He's set to be a free agent in 2024, and he's been productive in Chicago this season, logging 11 tackles, 2 tackles for loss and 2 quarterback pressures while playing just 49% of the defensive snaps. Team owner Jerry Jones may be insistent that Dallas won't be overly aggressive in pursuing a trade before the deadline on October 31st. But considering the Cowboys just pulled off a trade before the deadline last season for Hankins, Dallas may be inclined to pull off a deal for another defensive tackle this season. The Dallas Cowboys could be looking at their next starter in the defensive backfield. As suggested by Bleacher Report's NFL staff, the Cowboys could be an ideal landing spot for New York Jets safety Chuck Clark. Clark is currently injured and out for the season after suffering a torn ACL during OTAs back in June. However, he could be a worthy replacement for Jayron Kearse, who is in the final year of a 2-year, $10 million contract extension he signed before the 2022 season. BR's NFL staff sells the idea of the Cowboys replacing Kearse with Clark by pointing out that he'll likely be a cheap signing by the time the offseason rolls around. His current salary of $5.1 million combined with the fact that he's coming off of an ACL injury makes him a likely bargain signing for Dallas. Clark shouldn't command too much money on the open market seeing as he'll be coming off of a torn ACL and only has an average salary of $5.1 million on his current contract. The 7-year veteran also had plenty of good seasons with the Ravens, splitting his time between free and strong safety, so he could replace what Kearse used to bring to the table. Why Chuck Clark is an upgrade over Jayron Kearse? According to Pro Football Focus, Clark posted a 66.0 defensive grade, 76.9 run defensive grade and 87.3 tackling grade last season with the Baltimore Ravens. The run defensive grade ranked 23rd among all safeties while his tackling grade ranked 11th among all players at his position. Outside of Clark's clear efficiency at the safety position, he's remarkably durable and versatile. Not only has he seen time at both free and strong safety, he had only missed 1 game since the start of the 2018 season prior to his ACL injury this offseason. As BR's staff mentions, Kearse has struggled this season as the team's starting strong safety. Kearse has served as a starter for Dallas since the 2021 season. Jayron Kearse is an impending free agent and hasn't been playing well this season, meaning this is likely going to be his last season in Dallas. That will leave the defense with a need at strong safety, but the organization has to be economical in free agency, as they're estimated to be up against the cap in the offseason, per Spatrack. Jayron Kearse has struggled as Cowboys starting safety this season. According to PFF, Kearse has posted a lowly 52.2 defensive grade, 63.8 run defensive grade and 58.0 tackling grade this season. Not only are those grades clear subpar marks in comparison to Clark's grades from last season, they're a stark decline from his grades last season. Kearse posted a 70.2 defensive grade, 78.6 run defensive grade and 88.7 tackling grade last season. Although Kearse is having a subpar season, his prior play, he previously led the Cowboys in tackles during the 2021 season, combined with the fact that he's been with Dallas for 3 seasons could lead to him looking for a pay increase. Despite being injured, signing a player like Clark could be the smart move over bringing back Kearse for the 2024 season. The Dallas Cowboys rumors are swirling ahead of the October 31st NFL trade deadline. The Cowboys and Eagles square off in Week 9. The two rivals could find themselves competing for the same trade targets prior to game day. Sports Illustrated's Mike Fisher believes the Cowboys and Eagles may pursue a trade for Broncos linebacker Josey Jewell. Sources tell CowboysSI.com that Dallas is shopping and is making calls, with the emphasis on defensive help, Fisher detailed on October 29, 2023. Jewell, a 2018 fourth-round pick, has been a consistent starter in Denver, and an affordable one. His cap number for this year is about $7 million. Prorated out, that can work in Dallas. If there is a bidding war here, for the loser, Dallas or Philly or Buffalo or any other suitor, Denver and Carolina and Tennessee and other sellers might offer other opportunities. But surely Cowboys Nation would enjoy seeing Dallas beat the Eagles in this department, thus helping to beat the defending NFC champs when the two NFC East rivals square off twice in the coming weeks. Cowboys rumors. Dallas may compete against Eagles for same trade targets. Fisher is laying out a hypothetical scenario, but it is hard to pinpoint whether Dallas is interested in Jewell. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer linked the Eagles to Jewell. What is more, as Dallas will find themselves looking to acquire some of the same players as Cowboys trade rumors intensify. The two teams are aiming to make one final push to compete for the NFC East title. Jewell is in the final season of a 2-year, $11 million contract. The veteran linebacker posted a career-high 128 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles and 2 interceptions in 13 starts for Denver in 2022. NFL rumors. Owner Jerry Jones identifies the offensive line as position of possible trade. The Cowboys are finding a solution at linebacker in Marquise Bell. Owner Jerry Jones has consistently downplayed Cowboys trade rumors ahead of the deadline. Yet, Jones admits it would be the offensive line that is the team's biggest need. Jerry Jones said he thinks the Cowboys have some good depth on the offensive line, but later added, "If you really looked at our team right now, the biggest need is depth in the offensive line," The Athletic's John Makota tweeted on October 29. As he also pointed out, everybody in the league is looking for starting offensive linemen. Everybody.